Hi everybody, once again, welcome to Cooking with the RN, and today I'm going to be making some grapefruit juice and some lime juice. My name is Chad Newton, a nurse in Philadelphia who loves to cook and do all kinds of meal prep, so I hope you can stay with me for a little while. You know, in this time that we're living, of course, there's a lot of pestilence and plague, and what better way to live healthy than to drink natural juices and eat natural foods. So growing up in the Caribbean island of Dominica, of course, there was plenty of fruits and vegetables to eat, and we used to drink a lot of fruit juices that we made ourselves. So I'm going to share with you how I make grapefruit juice and how I make lime juice. And of course, I'll try to throw in a little bit of Creole in there so that you can relate to it if you're from back home in the Caribbean. All right, so I've already peeled a few of the grapefruits, and you know, this takes a little bit of time, so I started already. But let me just do these other two. Of course, when you're making grapefruit juice, all you need is your juicer, which you see right below my hand here. And then you need your knife, and you need your grapefruits. You need some water. I got water right here. And then some sugar, which you see below as well. And as you watch, if you like what you see, make sure you like this video here on YouTube. Also, make a comment. Let me know how you feel. Maybe this reminds you of something. And also, if you'd like to, you can share it. And once again, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the little red button below the video. Alright, so got another grapefruit peeled here. I'll put my grapefruit peel here. So I hope you guys are safe and secure during this crisis that the world is going through right now with the disease, and that you yourself are staying safe. Remember, the best way to stay safe from viruses and all kinds of diseases is by washing your hands with soap and water and keeping your home clean. So just wipe down your surfaces with a cleaning agent such as bleach, and make sure that you leave the bleach 4 minutes before you wipe it away, because bleach takes about 4 minutes to do the job. So yeah, let me just finish peeling this grapefruit and I'll be done very soon. Have you ever seen one of these machines that peel grapefruits or oranges? Man, that thing is like woo, 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 and it's done. But I like doing things the old-fashioned way, I think you might be able to tell. Alright, so this grapefruit is ready. The limes themselves, okay, let me do the grapefruit first. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut the grapefruit in half, each one, and just squeeze them on the juicer. So I got this little juicer from the local store, and I'm just going to squeeze each one at a time and just get the juices flowing in there, right? And I feel like this is such a natural way to do things. Using your own human strength, your own human hands. What a beautiful thing to do. You know, you can hear the juice flowing into the juicer. Next grapefruit. Alright. I think this is such a soothing process. You know, when you're home and you got nothing else to do because you're stuck in the house for whatever reason. For whatever reason, you cannot go outside. Lord only knows what reason that might be. You just squeeze your juice in there. It looks like the juicer is getting a bit clogged. So you can just sort of clean the hole a bit there, and then I will resume the work. That way I'm not wasting any juice. Alright, so I got two of them done, 2 grapefruits. You know, I think this is a very wonderful process. I mean, I could be doing something else right now, but instead I'm making juice. So this is a beautiful thing. And then you can also keep the pulp. You know, I have this container here that I'm gonna just pour. I'm gonna pour what I've done so far in here. You know, I'm actually gonna pour the pulp in there. Well, maybe I can put the pulp over to the side. I don't want to waste anything. So I'll put the pulp over to the side, and then I will resume. So we have this other grapefruit here. And when I was growing up, Back home in the Caribbean, our family used to have access to a grapefruit farm. There was a place called Morno Delis. This is in Dominica. And we used to go and get like a bag of grapefruit, a whole big bag of grapefruit. Maybe more than a bag, you know, a couple of big bags. The kind of bag you throw over your shoulder full of grapefruit. And then we'd have juice. My mother would make the juice, or my sister, you know, and we'd have juice for days and days and days. So all I'm doing now is just juicing my grapefruit. This takes some time, obviously, but while you're doing your juicing, you can talk to your loved one in the house, or you can have a little bit of discussion with people who are there with you. Maybe you can put your phone on speaker as this process goes on. Take some time, you know. But the alternative is, you know, you go to the store and you buy like some kind of punch, fruit punch in the store, and you know what you should do? Look at a bottle of juice that you might have in your fridge. And if the first ingredient on it is high fructose corn syrup, that means that you are doing a disservice to your body. So consider that. It is very important that when you put stuff into your body, it's not, the first ingredient shouldn't be high fructose corn syrup. And I don't know if you knew this, but I learned this in nursing school. When you look at the ingredients on a container, the most highly prominent ingredient in the substance in the product is the first one. So it's listed in the order of appearance, so to speak. Like you have the big star come first, and then after the big star comes the next co-star, then the little stars, the starlights and the starlings. And yeah, if high fructose corn syrup is the #1 ingredient, then you should switch your juice and make your own juice. Make your own grapefruit juice, right? So I'm gonna actually squeeze all of them, and you can watch the whole thing, or you can, you know, hang out and listen to me as I talk about it. Juices are just a wonderful thing. You know, in the afternoon we would come home from school in the Caribbean, hot sun, walking up the road at 12 o'clock, and of course my mother would be home, you know, the food was already ready for the school children. We'd be sweating, we would take our shirts off, put it on the line outside at the back of the house, and you know, sit down to eat our lunch before we go back to school in the afternoon. Lunch was at 12 o'clock, and then we would get home at like, you know, 12:30, and we would sit down, eat our lunch, and then my mother would give us a big glass of juice with our lunch. You know, it could be grapefruit juice, it could be passion fruit juice. It was just such a wonderful thing to have a nice big glass of juice with ice. Now, we didn't get electricity in my village where I grew up till I was maybe 7 years old. So you know, I don't really recall not having ice, but I'm sure that before that people would just drink the juice without ice, you know, just nice cold water from the faucet. Hopefully the water wouldn't be too hot from the middle of the day. Right, I got one more grapefruit to squeeze after this, and we are good to go. Interesting how I'm just gonna pour the whole thing in there with the seeds and all. I'll strain it after. But the juicer is getting a bit clogged. Let's see if I can bang it down. Alright, one more grapefruit to go. So yeah, there's a lot going on in the world today with the virus and how it's affecting people right now, and everybody's being asked to stay indoors and avoid crowds, you know, stay away from gatherings of more than 10 people, because that's what the virus is waiting for, gathering of more than 10 people. Anywhere there are crowds, you know, it's easy for the virus to spread from one person to another through coughing or touching or, just droplets in the air that you inhale, or it gets into your eyes or in your mouth, and then boom, you yourself might be infected. So they're just asking people to stay indoors, and that way you can hopefully cut down on the spread of the virus. Alright, so I have squeezed all of my grapefruits. And you see how much juice 6 grapefruits have given me? So basically the rule of thumb is, oh, by the way, I'm wearing gloves because I have a small paper cut, and you really don't want to be squeezing grapefruits with a paper cut. It's no fun. Alright, so I need my strainer. So let me just get my strainer here, because there's a lot of, there's a lot of that rind in the grapefruit juice. So I'm just gonna pour it down and strain it before I put it in my container. Get that thing strained. There we go. Alright, just get all the juice through. Get the pulp out. Right? All this pulp. I don't need all that pulp. Although, it makes for a good juice if you have some pulp in there. But I don't want the seeds. I'm going to try to get all this pulp out and just go like so. Alright. We strain the other half. Pour that in there. Goody. And let me just strain that through as well. Strain. Sometimes people put the sugar in the strainer and just sort of sift the sugar through with the pulp. I don't know, I feel like you waste the sugar that way, because it doesn't obviously all get through, and you have the challenge of how much sugar should you add. Alright, so almost done there. Get this pulp out. Okay, so here is my sugar, my grapefruit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually transfer it into this container. It's a lot of grapefruit juice, and it's pure grapefruit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour my water. Basically, the same amount of water should match the grapefruit. So it's about the same amount right there. I made a lot of grapefruit juice. So now I have to sweeten it. So I'm going to get my sugar. This is my sugar here. And I'm going to put 2 heaping spoons of brown sugar into my grapefruit juice. Maybe a little bit more, 2.5. Of course, you can sweeten as much as you want, and that would be helpful for you. However concentrated you like your juice, you can make it that way. I put the sugar in the pure grapefruit, so obviously that's going to be very sweet. But when I add the water, it won't be as sweet. So I'm sweetening ahead of time before I add the water. I just know that this is about how much sugar I want in my juice. But of course, like I said, it depends on how much sugar you like in your juice. So I'm going to pour the pure grapefruit juice into this jar here. Hear how that sounds? Then I'm going to pour the water in here so I can get the rest of the sugar out. Alright, I got all my sugar out. So I'll just stir the bottom so that it dissolves nicely. I'll do more of that, later on. But I got my grapefruit juice right here. Alright, so now that I've done my grapefruit juice, I'm going to put my grapefruit juice right here so that you can still see it. I'm going to do my lime juice. So the lime juice, let me see if I can get this container open. The lime juice, you know, is a similar process. But with the lime, you want to soften the limes. So when you put moli, say citron. You say citron is lime in Creole. When you put moli, when you put foute un teasing coup, fait plus molle, make it softer. C'est comme ça moi me fait. C'est mon la yo te ka fait en bas pied you. People used to do it under their feet in the kitchen. But of course, for propriety purposes on this YouTube website, I won't do it under my foot. But, you know, you can do it however you want in your home. So I don't think I'm going to use the juicer for the limes because, you know what, that's kind of the limes are much harder than the grapefruit. So I'm going to cut the limes open and basically go through that whole squeezing process again. You know, and just get the limes cut in half. And we used to call it squash where I grew up in Dominica, the juice of lime. So I'm going to squeeze every single one of them. Boy, if I didn't have gloves on right now, I would be paying for this because it is very hard to squeeze limes if you have a paper cut or if you got stuck by a thorn or something like that, I tell you. Yeah. I feel for people who back in the day didn't have gloves. Ooh. This thing is burning! Even if I have the gloves on, I think my glove might have developed a hole. Ow. Let me get another glove, because I don't think I can tolerate that with my little paper cut. Alright. So I'm squeezing my limes, and the limes are going to be the same process. You know, once you're done squeezing all your limes, then you just add your water, and boom, you'll be able to just add your sugar, and you have your squash, your lime juice. You take à boire ça avec un gros bagay, un gros verre bleu. Kachebe en assiettes manger avec un verre juice, un verre jus citron. I don't know how to say grapefruit in Creole. I know it's pamplemousse in French, but I don't know how to say it in Creole. This lime is hard. Let me just see if I can use the juicer. This lime is not cooperating. Alright. Yep, must be the other side of that lime. Either that or I'm losing strength. After squeezing all these grapefruits and then squeezing the limes, I'm probably losing some strength. Maybe my blood sugar is a little low. So I'll just use the juicer for the rest. You can hear it. There we go. That's wonderful. Getting all that juice out. Of course, you're mixing a little bit of grapefruit with lime here, but it's not the end of the world. Alright, I've squeezed all my limes. Let me pour my remaining lime juice from the juicer. And just like I did with the grapefruit, I'm going to strain my lime. Now you see there's a lot less lime from 6 limes than there is from 6 grapefruits. So obviously I can't make as much lime juice, right? So what I'm going to do is basically make a very small amount of lime juice. Alright? So it's just about an inch of water, an inch of lime juice. So I'll just have an inch of, let me measure and just add an inch of water to the lime juice. And then I will sweeten with just maybe 1 big spoon of sugar here. And I can taste it. So now you can have your lime juice in your fridge, and you can have your grapefruit juice in your fridge, and you don't have to go out and buy these things. Of course, you know, the grapefruit juice, grapefruit is expensive in this country, in the United States. One grapefruit was like $1.50 or something like that. So that's some money right there. I would have to have you buy one of my books on Amazon to help me with the cost of this grapefruit, you know. But of course, you can follow me on YouTube by hitting the subscribe button below, and also you can comment about if this reminds you of anything, maybe growing up in the Caribbean, or if you have any thoughts about making your own juice at home. And of course, you can share this on your social media. So let me just taste. Well, I guess I can remove this glove. Let me see how the lime juice came out. Let me taste it in my hand. Oh, that lime juice is a bit tangy. Add a little bit of water, and I will add maybe one more spoonful of sugar. And stir, 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 and then that should be ready to go. And then what I'll do also is I'll try the grapefruit juice to see if I like the way that came out. So that should fix the lime juice. Stir the grapefruit juice one more time. Let's see how the grapefruit juice came out. Yeah, the grapefruit juice is just what I needed it to be. So now I have lime juice for my next few days in my house. So let me just add that to this jar, and maybe a little bit more water to wash that sugar through. Okay. So you see, folks, in about a half hour or so, less than a half hour, you can make lime juice with 6 limes. You can make this much grapefruit juice with 6 grapefruits. So, as always, if you like what you see, make sure you share it on your social media, and subscribe to my YouTube by hitting the red subscribe button right below, and share this with your friends. Also comment if you like what you see. Comment if you have any suggestions or any opinions about what you've seen. My name is Chad Newton, and thank you for watching Cooking with the RN here on YouTube.